Good afternoon everyone, it is Rebecca from Silver Grey Foliage. It is a while since I've done a video or been live or done anything on YouTube, so thank you very much for watching and welcome back. I'm still here in West Yorkshire growing flowers outside, wholesale predominantly for florists. How are you? Okay, listen, because you're not actually there for me to talk to, this isn't a conversation, this is a little video for me to talk to you about what's going on at the moment. Specifically, today it's Sunday the 1st of October and I'm here in front of the red door with some notes. The reason I've got notes is because there's a lot to remember and frankly, I don't have the capacity to remember it all and get it all in the right order. So bear with me. I've got notes because it's been a busy year, both personally and business-wise. And so I think sometimes you just have to give yourself a little bit of grace and allow yourself a little bit of help. And for this today, that is my notes. I have a house full of snotty children. Anyway, the astute people amongst you will have noticed that the Flower Farmers Planner 2024 is back on sale. It went back on sale last Sunday. And there is a small postage discount. It's the equivalent of Royal Mail first class delivery, which is our standard delivery, signed for and tracked. And it's available across all districts internationally because the planner is going to the States and Canada and parts of Europe and all sorts of exciting places. So it's there for everyone. It's not massive, but it's my contribution now that it's at full price. That discount finishes today at midnight, so it's Sunday the 1st of October at midnight. So we are entering the final phase of design and production. Last year we saw the process off in about 8 weeks flat, which was incredible, absolutely incredible. This year we have given ourselves a lot more time because we had your feedback to work through and improvements that we noticed through our own use of the planner that we wanted to make. So those are things to look forward to. Before I talk to you about the planner and its structure for this year, I really wanted to talk about a few things. So the Flower Farmers Planner 2024 is not going to tell you what to grow and when. That is for you to decide, and there are so many good books out there about growing at the moment that we really didn't feel that that was an inclusion that we needed to or should be making to the planner. It is a business tool for flower farming, and flower farming is different to other businesses when you're setting up in your first 3 to 6 years. Unless you've got an excess of land and infinite money, then it is an incremental build. And even if you have got an excess of land and money, there is still something that you can't buy, which is time. And plants and shrubs and trees take time. And in that time, your business and your plan and your motivations and your customers are building. So there is more to it than most new businesses that with an injection of cash can get up and running at that perfect form straight away. For me, I really talked a lot last year, if you go back through our social media and our newsletters, about the incremental changes and those small things that make a massive difference when they're done consistently. That is how we work, but in particular this year, small amounts done regularly make incredible growth and changes. Speaking from my own experience as well as those of previous planner buyers from 2023. So on to the structure. So what do I want to say? The structure has changed ever so slightly in terms of its content. So there is a business section right at the beginning. I've called it Business Basics because essentially when you take the 3 or 4 parts of it and put them together, it is enough to put together a good, basic, strong business plan that will take you through this year, and if you use all of the sections, may even give you your aspirations and aims for the next 2 to 3 years. Remembering that your business will change, so it's okay to set aspirations that may not happen. Dream big, write down what you think you want, work towards it, and see where you get to. Okay. It contains a bit about reflection, a bit about you, a bit about lifestyle, a bit about your business future, a bit about customers, lots of really important things that you need to be thinking about. The second part of the planner is about money. Now, money seems to be a bit of a dirty subject in flower farming. We don't like to talk about it because we're doing, a sustainable, ecologically conscious business that is good for the environment, good for people, good for our customers, blah, 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 blah. But most of us are doing it because we want to earn some money as well, doing something that we love. So there is a really clear money section. It talks about what you need to be able to sustain your life and your lifestyle, and that's not you often, it's just often you and your family. And there is a really clear section on reflection. There are some really important prompts on what you're buying and your expenses for the year, and keeping a track of those and just thinking about what is essential and what isn't. And there are clear parts for income and expenditure across the year, so that you can see where those peaks and troughs are. And also, once you know what your expenses are, you can work out your business costs, and you can work out how much of that you want to put onto each flower, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so there's a really clear financial section, because frankly, after your business plan, keeping a close eye on the pennies when you're so passionate about what you do is incredibly important. There's a section on sustainability, so we do sustainable business. Sustainability for you as an individual is covered as part of the business basics section, but sustainability for your land and how you grow is covered in the sustainability section. Okay, and then there is your flower farming year. Now, this takes into account a bit of your business plan, so what you want to achieve during the year, and helps you to spread it across the year and break it down so that you're not overwhelmed. Like, in reality, you can only do one thing at a time, and in reality, there is no way that everything's going to get done in January. Fact. So, give yourself a break. A plan, spread it out. Some of those things you'll achieve early, some of those things you'll achieve later. But in the broad balance of things, if it's all done and it's all down, you know where you're going and what you need to do. So that's a large part of the flower farming year. There are some other bits in there as well, but I can't give it all away because then why would you buy it? I do want to tell you about the field planning section though. So it's about field planning, about propagation, and about plants. So that allows you to assess and reflect and draw your current space. It also supports you in visualising what you have and where you want to be. It's also written so that you can plan your layout and your growing for the following year. Now, actual propagation and succession planning and planting, we have moved this year out of there and into the monthly and weekly planner section, which comes at the end. And the reason we've done that is because lots of the feedback from last year is that you wanted help with making sure that you stayed on top of what you were going to sow and when, and how you were going to get those successions in, and where that fitted with your planting schedule and those sorts of things. So we've really taken that into account and moved it to a place where we think it is easier for you to keep a track on a day-to-day, week-to-week, month-to-month basis. We've also included a section on the habits. So I talked right at the beginning about the real importance of incremental benefits, so small things done regularly, creating a massive change. Now, I talked about this last year. Those of you who read our newsletter will know that in one of the very few newsletters I've sent out this year, I referred to a guy called James Clear. I'm not here to advertise him, but he has a more eloquent way of putting it. So if you want to follow him and get his newsletter, blah, 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 you are more than welcome to do so. But habits that are relevant to us as business owners and in particular as flower farmers. So getting those in regularly and being able to keep a track of them is at the front, very front of every month, because I think it's really important, and I think it's the thing that probably makes one of the biggest differences to how far we move each year. And then there's sections for business goals of the month, for your weekly activities, availability, marketing and social media prompts. And then field observation, which again is incredibly important, and making those field observations regularly really teaches you to observe what's going on, so that you know your growing space, and so that you can work with it better and better and better the more that you learn. Sometimes I'm so passionate about this that I get stumbly with my words. So I'm coming to the end. The Flower Farmers Planner 2024 is back on sale. It's at its full price, it's not going down, and I appreciate that it is a reasonable chunk of money, so it's £68, but put that in context, that's 2 small bouquets, a bucket and a bit wholesale flowers. It's actually not that much. And along with the planner, you also get the videos that we are offering this year to talk you through how we think and why we've set the planner out the way we have, so that you can make the best of it. Ultimately, you will use the planner however you choose, but we hope that that additional guidance and support will really be of benefit. Okay, finally, I have been asked if I'm going to do a course, and the answer is no. I do not have the mental capacity or the time capacity to run a good quality flower farming course at the moment. And personally, whilst I think that we're doing really well as a business, I also think that I need more experience under my belt to be running a course in growing. I do have some shorter things in mind that we may do next year. I'm not going to commit to any of those because it is October. It's just October. It's been a crazy year, and I am just trying to be kind to myself. I'm practicing what I preach, and so I'm not going to make any commitments about short or long things now, and we'll see what comes in the future. For me, the planner along with the videos is a pretty good flower farming business course to get you going with some really solid starters and a really clear base that you can work with now and into the future and learn from as a springboard. So with that in mind, I'd suggest it's an absolute bargain of a mini course, but that's for you to decide. Thank you very much for listening. If you do have questions, do let me know. Otherwise, if you're on Instagram, the link is in our bio. Click on it, follow it, buy your planner now. If you are on YouTube, then you need to go to the link that's in the show notes and follow that. Thank you very much. Happy Sunday. I'll speak to you soon.